You know, picking your optional subject for the UPSC exam, it's a huge deal. It can literally make or break your entire journey. So today, we're going to dive into how two IIT grads totally went against the grain. They stuck with chemistry, their technical background, and just crushed it.
I mean, you see it all the time, right? Engineers ditching their core subjects to pick up humanities. The thinking is, hey, it'll help with the general studies papers. It's kind of seen as the safer, smarter bet. But what if that's all wrong? What if you're leaving your biggest superpower on the table? Think about it. That subject you poured years into. What if that's the real secret weapon? Not just to pass, but to absolutely dominate the exam.
Okay, look at this. 81. Just a number, right? But in the world of the UPSC mains exam, a number like this is everything. It's the gap between better luck next time and landing a top rank.
So this isn't just some random stat. This is the exact number of points one of our toppers jumped in his chemistry optional in just 1 year, a jump that shot him right into the top ranks. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to unpack exactly how he pulled it off. All right, so here's the game plan. We'll start by meeting the toppers, then tackle that tricky optional subject dilemma. After that, we'll get into the weeds of that incredible 81-point score jump and the strategy behind it. We'll also cover the tools of the trade, coaching and tests, and wrap up with the mindset you need to win. So, let's meet the stars of our story. First up, we have Pururaj Singh Solanki from IIT Bombay, who snagged All India rank 21. And then there's Akash Bansal from IIT Kanpur, who landed AIR 76. What's the connection? Both are engineers, both bet on chemistry for their optional, and their success, well, it's basically a masterclass for us to learn from.
All right, let's get right into it. The first giant hurdle every single aspirant has to clear: choosing your optional. I mean, out of all those subjects, you've got to pick just one. And that one choice, it can set the tone for your entire multi-year journey.
So you basically come to a fork in the road. Path 1 is the well-trodden one, follow the crowd, pick a popular humanities subject. Path 2 is the one our guys took, follow your gut, your interest, and play to your strengths. But here's the catch. This second path, it demands real passion, because you could be stuck with this subject for a long time.
And this quote from Puraj just hits the nail on the head. He says, choosing based on interest is just wiser. Because this whole UPSC thing, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Your genuine interest in a subject, that's the fuel you're going to need to get through the tough days, the setbacks, maybe even year after year.
Akash Bansal actually gives us this really neat 3-step checklist for making this choice. Pillar 1, personal interest. We've talked about that. Can you live and breathe this stuff for years? Pillar 2, do your homework. Look at the syllabus. Dig into past papers. Do you actually like the kind of questions they're asking? And Pillar 3, scoring potential. Let's be real. Can you actually score big in the subject? Is there a track record of it?
Okay, now we get to the real meat of the story. Picture this. In his first attempt, Puraj clears prelims, but doesn't make the cut in mains. Fast forward to his second attempt, and he's not just on the list, he's the chemistry topper. So the big question is, how on earth did he pull off such a huge turnaround?
In this chart, wow, it just lays it all out. He went from 253 to 334. That's an 81-point jump in 1 year. This wasn't a stroke of luck, people. This was a calculated, laser-focused change in strategy after that first stumble. So, what was the secret sauce? It really boiled down to 2 game-changing shifts. First, he realized he hadn't even finished the paper the first time around. He left a whole 35 marks on the table. So, for his second shot, time-bound practice became his religion. He was simulating the exam down to the last second. And second, he stopped just studying everything. Instead, he launched a targeted attack on his weak spots while making his strong areas absolutely unbeatable.
So, let's break down how this all comes together into a winning strategy. And it all started with something that's really hard to do: a brutally honest look in the mirror after that first attempt.
And what's so cool here is just how precise his approach was. It was like a surgical strike. For his strengths, like organic and physical chem, he didn't just skim them. Nope. He practiced until the derivations were pure muscle memory. For his big weakness, spectroscopy, he didn't just hit the books harder. He went and got expert help to really understand it from the inside out. And then there was inorganic chemistry, a topic he kind of dreaded. But instead of avoiding it, he looked at the syllabus, realized it wasn't a monster, and just systematically took it down.
Of course, a great strategy is one thing, but you've got to have the right tools to actually make it happen, right? and both our toppers were super clear about what was in their toolkit.
So, what was in the toolkit? First up, expert guidance. Both guys give a shout out to R.K. Singh for his help. Second, a solid foundation course. You need something structured to get through that huge syllabus in, say, 9 or 10 months. Third, and this is a big one, a test series. This isn't just about speed, it's about learning which questions to tackle and which to leave under crazy pressure. And the last piece of the puzzle, revisions. Lots and lots of them. Because with chemistry, just scratching the surface won't get you anywhere.
But, you can have the best strategy, all the notes, all the coaching in the world, but for a marathon exam like the UPSC, there's something else you need. It's the mental game, the psychological foundation.
And really, it all comes down to one word: perseverance. It's that grit, that mental toughness to pick yourself up after you fail, to keep grinding when you're exhausted, to keep your eyes on the prize even when it feels a million miles away.
Akash Bansal really says it best here. He's like, have patience. You might not crack it on your first go, or even your second. But if you just keep putting in that smart, hard work, eventually your name will be on that list. It's almost inevitable.
And that really brings us full circle. The big lesson here isn't everyone should take chemistry. Not at all. It's about knowing yourself. It's about finding your unique strength. Maybe it's your college major. Maybe it's just a passion you have. And then having the guts to build your entire UPSC strategy around that. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your strength?